Hello, my name's Driver and I have an addiction. That's right, ladies and gentlemen, I've bought another one. So first of all, I bought a tow rig. Bought myself a nice daily driver, Audi A4 all-road, decent tow weight on it. But then on top of that, I bought a trailer. I bought a Woodford trailer from these guys. Mega to deal with, good trailer, no complaints, good tow rig. But what I've done is I've bought from a good friend of mine another white Clio 197, and it's a cup, so it's got all the plastic bits and a proper key and all that type of stuff. It's got some good mods on it, it's got some good choice mods, but it is also broken. So my plan is to make a couple of episodes maybe on doing up an abandoned track car. So my good friend, he had the car out a few years and he just sort of fell out with it. It broke on him at Donington, I think it was. It's got a shifter issue. And then on top of that, it's got a starter motor issue. So he just fell out of love with it. It's been sat for a few months. It's literally been abandoned in his garage. And then what he's gone and done, he's gone out and bought himself a nice road car. So well done, Callum. You've smartened up unlike the rest of us. But it's got a good, decent spec on it. The plan is we're going to get it home. We're going to dig into it, fix all the issues, tidy it up a bit, maybe steal one or two nice bits from my Clio, and then sell it on, maybe make a couple of quid. If not, then at least it's getting done. It's another one back on the road, it's not been caught for bits, and we get to play with it in the meantime, which is always good fun. Stick around as we dig in and find out what it needs. Next day, we're home from work and we've got a very rare child-free evening. So I've chucked my scruffy clothes on, got myself a brew. I'm going to make a start on the car. So today's plan is going to be to get it up in the air, have a good look over it, see what needs doing, see what we need to get ordered. We'll make a list on the board and get stuck in. And we'll start, as always, by getting it up in the air and getting the wheels off. Right, we're up in the air, wheels are off. It come with some 197 wheels with some Renaultsport 4s, road wheels, wet weather wheels, whatever you want to call them. In decent nick-ish. Hope we do a wash. Probably can't see me here, can you? So it come with them. But then that leads us to the car. So what we're going to do, we're going to walk around it, have a quick look at all the modifications on it, what the car come with, what we might steal off it for my car, and then have a look at what needs fixing. So I'll clear myself a section off on the board and get my pen ready to start listing off some stuff I need to order. Never-ending cycle of spending money on cars. Right, first up, modifications. So as you can see, we've got a, I believe it's SW Motorsport front splitter. This isn't just a sticky on a bit that looks cool, although fitment's not fantastic. It's actually a functional splitter that goes right far back. As you can see there, it comes with a subframe brace which is bolted there, there and there, which keeps it nice and solid. It's got polybush engine mounts, you can see, black series mount there, black series mount there. Can't see the gearbox mount, I believe that one's done. And I believe the dog bone mount at the back bottom there is standard. And that's pretty much it, it's a standard engine. Oh, the gearbox, which you can just see there, does have a Blackline limited slip differential in it, which is the same differential I've got in my car, and it works. So, fantastic. This does have a gearbox or shifter issue, which I'll get into, but for the modification, fantastic, no problems. But as you can see, engine's standard. We've got standard exhaust manifold back there, standard airbox. The only thing it's got performance-wise is a exhaust. It's a Miltech exhaust, which if we go underneath, we can confirm it's resonated. It's got a centre box. Still got the standard second cat, and you can just see there the OEM first cat off the manifold. Another view of the subframe brace there as well. Whilst we're under there, see the rear beam, some braided lines here, which go all the way to the caliper, and you see that? That is a strengthened rear beam which removes the seat completely. So we've got no spring seat, which normally goes there. Strengthens this up, strengthens that up. That introduces a bit of rigidity to the rear beam, which is quite a common mod and quite a good mod because it runs gas gold true coilovers on the rear, so you haven't got the divorced spring and shock. Some money's worth there. They're 1,200 quid, 1,300 quid now. These, I believe, are the Cup Racer spring rates, whatever they are. I'll look into that more. But yeah, fantastic. What rear pads have we got? I believe they're just OEM pads. Perfectly fine for track work, in all fairness. While we're looking at suspension, gas gold front coilovers as well. Look in good condition, albeit could do with a clean off. Braided lines again, L1s with looks. Bottom arms are polybushed. You can see the purple polybush there, and you can see the fresh insert on that one. So it's polybushed on the front arms. Fantastic. Got fairly recent drop links and inner and outers. All looks good. A little bit of scabbiness here and there. Nothing too major. You can see the mount. Oh, it's got a... You can see there, and this is one of the mods I'm probably going to steal for my car. The aluminium radiator support. The Wheeler Motorsport one. So I may steal that for my car. Moving to the inside of the car. We've got a little OMP steering wheel with a home button that doesn't work. We'll investigate. Merco seats, like I love the Mercos in my old car, so I may steal these for my own. Some pure motorsport bases, they're nice. And a welding half cage, welded in, which you can see is made by, I can't pop the boot because the switch doesn't work. PRD, Parking Race Developments, who've no longer trade unfortunately, but look like they've done a good job with this, to be fair. And then some turn one harnesses in a very bright colour. So as well as all the mods on the car, it comes with some little side bits as well. So we've got some 8J Cup Racer wheels. So these are not the standard speed lines that come on the standard Cups as an option. These are the 8-inch wide ones, which are a bit more sought after. As you can see, they're in need of a wash and maybe a refurb. But they come with it, with some dead Durezas, so waste tyres, and 4-branch manifold. It did also come with a set of MRFs, which were stacked here, but I sold them to a mate of mine, help him out, and well, I've got plenty of wheels and tyres. Got them, got them. Plus, on my car, which is parked around the corner, got a set of wheels on there as well. So as you can see, the car's quite well spec'd. It's got all the bits you want for a Clio track car. You've got the seats, the coilovers, the diff, wheels and tyres. You know what I mean? There's not a lot more you need. I do need to check the front pads, see what pads is in it. I'm guessing it's got PBSs in it, but we can investigate them further, whatever they are. They've got plenty of meat on them. Unfortunately, though, the car does have a couple of issues, which we need to address, tidy up, and sort out. So firstly, and probably the first thing we'll deal with, is this. Starter motor's dead. And anybody who knows Clios knows it's a bit of a pain in the job because the starter motor is, you can't even see it, but it's right down there. It's actually underneath the manifold. I've done a couple of them, so I'm hoping I'm going to be fairly okay at it. But bit of a pain of a job. It needs doing, so we'll get that sorted first. The next issue lies with the shifter. So it seems to find gears perfectly fine, but as I'm pushing it about, and when I did manage to drive it when my bump started it, it like catches. It's like something's catching. I don't know if that's something shifter related or if that's something more sinister inside the gearbox. Now this gearbox is not long since I had a diff installed. I want to say not long since, I mean the last couple of months. So has something worked loose? Has something not been installed right? I'd like to think the gearbox is good. We'll look into it. That's all we can do. But while we've got the battery and the airbox and everything out to get to the starter, we can check on the shifter and stuff. Make sure everything on the gearbox looks all right, can't we? Next issue, check airbag. Obviously it's got a steering wheel installed and it's had all the seat belts unplugged and everything. This is a cup, so I don't have curtain airbags. Don't worry about them. And obviously the inertia wheels in the back have been removed. Looking at a fairly easy thing to resolve, hopefully. We've still got the airbag ECU installed, so we can plug our laptop into the car and tell the car them airbags no longer exist. While we're on this side of the car, another issue. The doors dropped. I don't know how easy it is to adjust these doors, to be fair. Can you get to the hinges? Maybe. I have a feeling I should be able to... Yeah, maybe. Just loosen these off, lift the door up a smidge and... Yeah, we can have a look into that. Next up, the bloody boot pop don't work. No idea why. Just doesn't work. It's a common thing, I believe, but normally it's because water gets inside the switch. But this switch feels good. So, don't know. Need to look into that. Another common problem with Clios is the studs that hold the coils on strip out. And as you can see, that one's missing. So what Callum's done, he's bought this Pure Track plate which sort of supports them all and holds them all in. But as you can see, they've all just died. So what we'll do is we'll get a coil pack stud kit, say that 5 times fast, and we'll install that instead, which will hold them nice and tight because these are a little bit loose. Nice easy job, hopefully. So as you can see, there's nothing major problematic with the car. Hopefully that gearbox issue isn't a big issue. Hopefully it's just a shifter or something external, because if the gearbox has got to come out, I really don't want to. It's a garbage job. There's not enough space. I did it on my car. It's a pain in the arse. So hopefully we can resolve that issue, get the starter sorted, fix a couple of bits around the car, and the car then will be functionally good. Should work. It's a track-proven car. The previous owner, Callum, he did many track days in it. I couldn't tell you how many, but he did many a track day in it, and he's slowly upgraded as he's gone along. So I'd like to think that it's a good, well-proven car. I know it runs. I've seen it do track days. I've played on track with him. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, that's the plan. Try and get the car mechanically good, and then also tidy it up. So I don't know if you saw while I was walking around the car, but the car had a couple of, I won't say issues, but more niggles that I would like to resolve to bring it up to my standard. So while I was stood at the front of the car, first of all, you can see it needs a wish. It's just been sat in Callum's garage. He's sort of fell out of love with it, and it's still covered in dead flies from last track day he did. So we'll give it a good wash, good clean up. And while we're here, I don't know if you can see this, but this front bumper's absolutely battered. All bottom where the lip attaches is smashed off. The bumper's all floppy because obviously the arch liners aren't there anymore. But yeah, personally, I don't like that. So I'm going to try and find a bumper for it, I think. If not, try and maybe lift the splitter up so that the air guide is actually up to it, or maybe get a taller one. We'll see, I don't know, but it just looks a bit untidy, and it's not how I'd like it to look. There's a trim missing, not a big deal. You can buy one of them on eBay cheap enough, about a tenner, 15 quid, something like that. One thing you will notice as walking around the car is Callum like these stickers. Got sticker, sticker, sticker. more stickers. Go in the car. You got more stickers, more stickers, more stickers. So yeah, Callum were a fan of his stickers. I'm not a big sticker fan personally, so I'll probably remove all them. And Callum did keep his sunstrip. He had an absolutely fantastic looking Atomic sunstrip. If you've been to Nürburgring, you'll know Atomic. Look them in. He had a couple of track day stickers here and a couple of stickers over that side, which to be fair, that bit did look good, but he wanted to keep it. It held, like, it was personal to him. So he decided to keep it, which is all good. We need to chuck a sunstrip on it, de-sticker it, clean it all up, give it a good clean. As you can see, it's got rubber marks and stuff. And just get the car looking nice. Beyond that, I'm probably going to obviously steal a couple of bits of it. I'm fairly dead certain I'm going to steal the seats and seat bases out of this car and put my seats and seat base in it. I'll then steal probably the radiator support, the Wheeler Motorsport one I mentioned earlier. That's probably it. I was thinking of stealing the Pure Motorsport strengthened rear beam, but I could do a good job of that myself, I think, and I think it'd make a good video. So plus this one, it's been done and I think it's been rattle canned. Lads, you know, they're working in the garage, they're doing the best job they can do, same as me. But personally, I'd have kept it off and then had it powder coated, I think. As you can see, this one's just starting to get a little bit scabby. Well, I could take it off and powder coat it, I suppose, but yeah, I reckon I could do a good job of that. I think I'd enjoy doing that job as well. So yeah. Then I'm going to maybe add a couple of bits to it just to make it a little bit more, I'm going to say trackable and serviceable maybe. One thing I swear by is the caliper pins. So these have got like a push fit pin, which you knock in and out, and they're a pain in the arse. They snap, they bend, they seize in there basically. So what you can get is some Porsche style pins, and it's a bit more of a looser fitting pin that put in that's held in with an R-clip. They're not expensive, they're about 20 quid, 30 quid, something like that. So I'll replace the pins, I'll check the pads while I'm in there and everything. I'll do that to make it a little bit nicer for the next owner. I'll also put in a floor plate. As you can see, this car, it's been stripped out. It's got no floor plate here. So when you're trying to drive it, which I'm gonna get in and show you. So there you go, there's my driving position. First of all, the seat could do going further back for me, but I'm tall. And if you want to drive, you've got to keep your heel on this little bit of grip tape here, so you can have your brake and your throttle. And then your clutch, you know, it's just a bit fiddly because you've not got a flat floor. So we'll put in a foot plate here, which will level it all off nicely and just make it a bit nicer to drive. So overall, very happy with the car as a whole. For the price I paid, what come with it, and the decent spec, I'm really happy. Obviously pending that gearbox issue. Hopefully it's not something too major, and hopefully we can still turn it around in a decent time frame. So I've made a list of stuff I need to sort and order. Hopefully I'll be ready for the next weekend. We can get stuck in, get the car to a good standard, hopefully running, driving, no problems. Fingers crossed. So we're going to wrap this video up here. If you want to see more of this, and you want to see where we go with the car, subscribe, stay tuned, all that YouTube mumble jumble. And we'll catch you on the next one.